In Rome, you can walk into an ordinary church and find a masterpiece that would headline a museum. A beam of light in a Caravaggio chapel turns a casual moment into destiny. Bernini stages a sculpture-like theater. Medieval mosaics ignite when the light hits them, and most visitors never see any of it. They follow the big-ticket route, then leave thinking they saw Rome's best work. They did not. 10 churches, 10 museum-level artworks, no filler, just proof that Rome's greatest gallery is still functioning as a city. This is art you can step into and read like a timeline of Rome itself. Ready? Let's roam. Number 10. San Pietro in Vincoli. You come here for one reason, Michelangelo's Moses, carved for the tomb of Pope Julius II, a project that began as an imperial fantasy and ended as a monument to compromise. Moses is seated but not at rest. The torso twists, the arm braces, and the gaze is aimed past you like he is watching something approach. Michelangelo turns marble into psychology. The tension is not just in the muscles, it is in the restraint, as if the figure is holding back action through willpower alone. Even the drapery behaves like weight, not ornament, and the statue feels less like devotion than law-given human form. This is high Renaissance sculpture as authority, made permanent in stone. Number 9. Santa Maria in Trastevere. The apse mosaics here are medieval Rome making a claim in gold that sacred history can be made permanent through light itself. The mosaics have a medieval core, with later narrative panels below, and together they form a wall of radiance that dominates the church. Mosaics work differently than paint. They do not depict illumination, they generate it, tesserae catching and scattering real light, so the image feels alive as you move. The figures are formal but readable, arranged with hierarchy and clarity, and the gold ground makes the apse feel outside normal time. This is the medieval city speaking in light, not words. Number 8. Santa Cecilia in Trastevere. At the high altar is one of the most unsettling sculptures in Rome, Stefano Maderno's marble Saint Cecilia, created after her tomb was opened in 1599. Maderno claimed he showed her in the posture she was reportedly found, and whether or not that posture is exact, the power is the decision to show a body in silence, not a triumph. Cecilia is not alive, crowned, or glorified. She is turned away, collapsed, and the restraint hits harder than theatrical martyrdom. In a city full of art designed to overwhelm, this sculpture wins by understatement. Number 7. Santa Maria sopra Minerva. This church resets your eye because it reads Gothic, not classical or Baroque, and that difference sharpens the painting. The Carafa Chapel frescoes by Filippino Lippi are Renaissance storytelling, built for sustained viewing, complex scenes arranged with order, bodies that occupy believable space, and faces with personality rather than generic holiness. The chapel functions like a painted argument that Rome did not only inherit art from Florence, it absorbed it and made it work in its own language. The power here is orchestration, composition engineered so your eye moves through the story with intention. Number 6. Santa Maria della Pace. Raphael's Sibyls and Prophets sit here like a private deposit of genius in a church most people pass without noticing. This is Raphael's strength, controlled power, balance that feels effortless, and figures posed with such clarity that meaning reads before you even know the story. The Sibyls link the classical world to Christian prophecy, one of the Renaissance's favorite ideas, continuity instead of rupture. Nothing is chaotic, anatomy and gesture are idealized but convincing, and the composition persuades rather than attacks. This is harmony used as a form of authority. Number 5. Basilica di San Clemente. San Clemente is art as a timeline, and the apse mosaic is its thesis, the cross as a tree of life, branching into vines that spread across the curve of the sanctuary like a living system. This is medieval theology rendered as geometry, order made visible through pattern, turning the apse into something that feels less like an image, and more like a structure of meaning. The point is the circuit. Everything radiates from the center and returns you there. Then the church becomes deeper, literally, older layers and older artistic languages, and the shift from luminous mosaic above to earlier painted narrative below shows how Rome rebuilt without fully erasing what came before. This is continuity made visible, one building holding multiple centuries at once. Number 4. Sant'Ignazio di Loyola. Andrea Pozzo's ceiling is one of Rome's most ambitious illusions, and it belongs to the Jesuit project of persuasion through spectacle, art designed to make belief feel like experience. The architecture appears to open into a sky that does not exist. Figures rise into depth that is painted, not built. And the illusion is so precise it behaves like real space. The message is direct. The church becomes a visual machine that lifts your attention upward and turns doctrine into awe. Pozzo is not decorating. He is solving how to make an interior feel infinite, turning perspective into theology. Number 3. Santa Prassede. The Chapel of St. Zeno is a jewel box of mosaics and one of the most concentrated art experiences in Rome because it is not one masterpiece, it is an environment. Walls and ceiling are wrapped in tesserae so densely that empty space almost disappears. Faces, halos, borders, and patterns layered until the room feels saturated with image. The effect is immersive because mosaics catch light rather than absorb it. Surfaces glow and flicker like they are active. This is early medieval Rome, preserving a Byzantine visual language in the heart of the city. Gold and color used not just for luxury, but for transcendence. Number 2. San Luigi dei Francesi. The Contarelli Chapel is Caravaggio at full force. 3 paintings that still feel like modern cinema because he uses light as structure. The Calling of St. Matthew is a controlled explosion of meaning, one beam of illumination turning a casual moment into destiny. And the figures look like real people because Caravaggio refuses idealization. The martyrdom is chaos disciplined by composition, motion arranged so your eye can move through disorder without losing the focal point. Then St. Matthew and the angel shifts the temperature, intimacy, and human vulnerability inside a sacred scene. Caravaggio is not painting symbols. He is painting irreversible moments, faith happening to real people in real light. Number 1. Santa Maria della Vittoria. Bernini's ecstasy of St. Teresa in the Cornaro Chapel is the Baroque argument in one space. Art should not just depict an experience, it should produce it. The sculpture is the core, but the chapel is the full artwork, architecture, light, material, and spectators engineered into a single emotional system. Teresa's face is surrender and intensity. The angel is precise and controlled, and the drapery erupts around her like a storm, marble behaving like fabric, flame, and breath. Hidden light turns the scene into staged revelation, and the carved Cornaro audience in side boxes makes the viewer feel observed while observing. This is theatre built for devotion, and it explains why the Baroque dominates Rome. Belief is not only taught, it is felt. These churches prove something simple. In Rome, the best art is not always behind a ticket booth. Sometimes it is behind an unremarkable doorway, and the only thing stopping you from seeing it is speed and attention. If you want more history, you can actually visit, hit the like button, comment with the artwork you would see first, or the one you think I missed, and subscribe to keep exploring Rome one masterpiece at a time. If you want to follow up on Rome's most underrated single chapels, not whole churches, tell me in the comments. Until next time, keep roaming.